Hi, my name is Leia. How are you doing? I hope great. Today I am in a water park. So it's a beautiful water park in Valencia. Today we will discuss a recent bill proposed by Ping Lacson, the current PNP chairman and was a senator from 2016 to 2022. It's called the Parents Welfare Act of 2025 that states that it's ensuring that elderly parents are not abandoned by their children in time of need. So, before we dive into more details about this bill, let me clarify first what is a bill. What does it mean in the Philippines? I don't know if this process is the same with your country. I have explained about this in my previous video about the divorce law in the Philippines. That's an interesting topic you might want to jump on. There's a link above and also below. Let me share an infographic about how a bill becomes a law. So a bill is being proposed, then it has to be approved in the two houses, the Senate and House of Representatives. Correct me if I'm wrong that in each house there are three readings or three processes, and if the majority voted to approve the bill after the three readings, then it will go to the President of the Philippines, which if he approves, it will become a law. And how long is that going to be? This could take years. Like, for example, the divorce bill was passed around 2018. Then, just last year, 2024, it got approved in the final third reading by the House of Representatives. So, there is still the Senate and then the President. The divorce bill took 6 years for it to go to the next stage. So this Parents Welfare Act, still a long way to go, but it's good to know and be aware of it now, and especially if this is something that you would consider when marrying a Filipina in the future. So let's talk about the proposed Parents Welfare Act by Ping Lacson. I have provided below the link of the official Government Senate of the Philippines website for your reference. So Lacson said his bill aims to ensure parents get support from their children in their time of need, but it does not include parents who have abused, hurt, or neglected their children. The bill seeks support for parents who are senior citizens, sickly, or who, regardless of age, are permanently incapacitated or not capable of supporting themselves. But Lacson noted that under Section 16 of the bill, if the court determines if the court determines after due notice and hearing that the parent in need of support had abandoned, abused, or neglected the child, it may dismiss the petition or reduce the quantum of support. But Lacson noted that under Section 16 of the bill, if the court determines after due notice and hearing that the parent in need of support had abandoned, abused, or neglected the child, it may dismiss the petition or reduce the quantum of support. The bill also pointed out that children who have no financial capability to support their parents are not obliged to do so. But what if the child is a Filipina who is not having financial capability but then got married with a rich foreigner? I wonder if that is applied for that case. Let me know what you think about that. Also, Lacson pointed out that the bill does not mean the government is passing the burden of supporting elderly parents to the children. He pointed out that the bill provides an old age home for the elderly, sick, or otherwise incapacitated parents in every province and highly urbanized city. Each home shall accommodate at least 50 parents. He explained further that it is for the less fortunate elderly parents neglected by their unreasonably ungrateful children. It is for the parents who sacrifice their own time, comfort, and even well being just to see their children have a better life than theirs, only to be left old and dying. It is for the parents who are sick and physically incapacitated, struggling to even have enough to eat, yet are heartlessly abandoned by their financially able children for whom they sacrificed so much. This bill stands in defense of those parents' damaged honor, a once noble sacrifice, sense of pride, and unconditional love that was diminished and dishonored due to the neglect and abandonment by their children. Verily, it is not for children who are abused, neglected, and abandoned, nor will it ever benefit parents who have abused, abandoned, or neglected their children. This does not tolerate a culture of dependency where many fear that their undeserving and scheming parents will siphon their hard earned money as a retirement fund. It does not perpetuate the suffering of the sandwich generation torn between the burdens of supporting their aging parents and their children. So the bill has safeguards, including exempting provisions for those abused, neglected, and abandoned children, as well as those who are financially incapacitated. It will not facilitate manipulation or exploitation, whether by parents or their children, in any shape or form. So this bill is not the way we thought that there will be absolute jail time for those who don't provide to their parents. All right? Me and my friends were actually talking about the bill and we looked back to how we were with our parents. In my case, and I think I represent a lot of Filipinas here who looked out for our family, not just the parents actually, but the whole family. I was the main provider of my family. I supported my parents and my three siblings for many years, and I had two jobs. The full time job salary was for my family, and that was like I worked 2 a.m. to 12 noon, and I had another part time job which was from 1 p.m. to 6 p.m., and that part time salary is for me. Well, sometimes not even for me because my family needed it more. I was supporting five heads, but I didn't mind that time because I felt it was necessary and I was so happy doing it. And I know a lot of OFWs out there. If you're watching my video, kabayan. Kabayan is a term we use to call each other Filipinos. OFWs watching this video, I salute you so much. I know that most OFWs out there are working so hard and they just end up sending the money back home to their families in the Philippines. And some of them are supporting not just one family, but two or more families. So even without this bill, a lot of us Filipinos are already doing our part. This is to help out those that were abandoned by their kids who became rich. But is it really necessary to make it as an obligation by the government? Let me know your thoughts. What about your country? Do you have a bill like this or do you have a law like this that is supporting the parents? I know in the West there are a lot of homes for the aged. We don't have that in the Philippines though because usually the parents are being taken care of by the kids. As I mentioned earlier, we are known to have strong family ties and parents usually stay with their kids or have their own little home. So there's not really a need for home for the aged here. If this bill would become a law, do you think this will affect the Filipina foreigner marriages? I know some expats are actually helping out the family of their Filipinas, and most of the ones that I met who truly love their Filipinas are actually happy doing it. I see a lot of expats too who are silently complaining online and even warning other expats about it. Yes, sadly, there are cases where the Filipina is the main provider of the whole family. Then you came along and you want your Filipina to stop working. So obviously, who will the family turn to now? There are also Filipinas, unfortunately, who thought of foreigners are their hero, financial hero, not just for her, but for her family. So what can you do about this? I think this also boils down to what you can afford. Some foreigners do not mind it as they can afford. For them, it's cheap to do so to support the family of their Filipinas. And for them, what matters is their Filipina who are happy. But guys, this is not your responsibility to support the family of your Filipinas. But if you would be happy to do it, go ahead. If not, then don't. This is something that you should talk about to your girl in the early onset of your relationship so that the girl won't expect anything from you. Put that out there and be clear about it. Marrying a Filipina is marrying her entire family. That's actually true, and that doesn't always mean providing money though. If you have watched my interview with Usher, I call him the coffee genius. I provide the link below and above also. He is one of those happy expats in the Philippines who found belongingness in the family of his Filipina, and he's not giving any money to anyone. But the family is making him feel so much special. The family made sure that he would feel special every time they're together and no money involved from his side. I personally know other expats who are not providing any money to the girl's family. Yet the family of the girl is grateful and taking care of the foreigner without asking anything in return. It would be nice to hear what you think about this. I appreciate you for watching this video. Don't hesitate to share your thoughts in the comments box below. Thank you so much for your time. May you have a lovely day or night wherever you are on the planet. Take care and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't yet. I'm going to show you a little bit of the water park here where I am right now. It's beautiful here. Thank you guys. Check this out before going.